So as we continue this dialogue on how to help you feel better, function better, and live better, there's a critical concept that we believe that it is essential for us to have an understanding of in order for you to make great decisions as far as improving your health and quality of life. You know, it can be really challenging to make good decisions when you don't have all the information. And so, as we've discussed the concept of subluxations or misalignments in your spine or areas of your spine that are not functioning, moving, and working as they were designed or intended to, the problem with that is that subluxations become a degenerative condition. So I'd like to walk you through that and help you understand this in a little bit greater detail. So this is what we call a subluxation degeneration chart. This is a picture of someone's spine. This person is facing this direction. The picture is taken like that. Now this is an example in the neck, but this applies to all regions of your spine. So as we look at this picture, we can see here the bottom of the person's jaw, the back of their head, and you can see that they should have a nice rounded forward curve in your neck. It's called a lordotic curve, and that curve should curve toward the jaw. The bones are nice and square. The spaces between the bones are nice and thick. You can see holes back here for all the nerves to come out, and these are the facet joints that help to hold the spine together and give it motion and function. So if I was to pick up a model of the spine, this is the same picture right here. So you can see the back of the skull. You can see the vertebrae. If I turn it to the front, you can see the discs between the vertebrae. The yellow things you see right here, these are the nerves. So what's nice here is, here you see the hole where the nerve comes out. Here you actually see the nerve coming out. You can see the brain stem coming out of the brain and going down through the spinal canal. So if the spine is in proper motion and alignment, it does a great job of dispersing the weight of the head over your body and keeping you balanced and in good posture and stable. So when the first injury occurs, oftentimes what we'll see on an x-ray is what we call phase 1 of subluxation degeneration. And you'll see here the spine healed with a backward kink. So it's at the backward kink where we lose proper motion of the joint. It's where the nerves become affected. It's where the muscles start to spasm or splint to stabilize that area. We'll develop inflammation and scar tissue. The problem with that is that if we take this spinal model, when we bring it up here, and we lose the curve and put the kink in the neck, we transfer the weight from the facet joints onto the discs. The more disc pressure we load on those discs, the more we increase the likelihood of those discs herniating or bulging or breaking down. So as that happens, if it's left uncorrected, phase 1 will go on to phase 2 of subluxation degeneration. And you see here the same backward kink. However, now we don't see nice smooth fronts on the bones. We see that they're starting to cup and getting spurs and arthritis on them. We see that the disc spaces are starting to thin and wear down. We call this degenerative disc disease or osteoarthritis. And the reason that starts to form there is not simply because this person is getting older. You know, if you look at this spine, all these bones were born the same day. They're all the same age. However, we don't see the damage above and below the kink like we do at the kink. And the reason being is as we put more stress on that area of the spine and we lose motion in the spine, it leads to degeneration and arthritis. See, the degeneration and arthritis is due to lack of motion and function in the spine. The spine requires motion to imbibe or pump fluid into the discs and the end plates of the vertebrae, the edges of the bones, to keep this process from happening. So unfortunately, this has progressed on to phase 2. If we were to look at another spinal model, now we're looking here at near normal. You can see phase 1 where the discs are starting to thin a little bit and we're starting to get some breakdown. Now into phase 2, you can see the arthritis and the spurring starting to develop, which affects the nerves and it affects the joint, what we call proprioceptors, or the joint's ability to sense where you're at in time and space and feed that back to the brain. Phase 2 left uncorrected goes on to phase 3, and you can see, unfortunately, this condition is progressing and continuing to degenerate and break down. The reason we use these pictures in this chart is because this is the exact same person. This isn't someone different. this person was given anti-inflammatories, muscle relaxers, and painkillers to address the symptoms that they were having in their neck. However, nothing was done to correct the biomechanical injury or stress on the spine. So the underlying condition was able to continue to progress even though we were managing symptoms, until unfortunately when we reached phase 4 of subluxation degeneration, you can see here now that the spine has degenerated even further to the point where this person lost function in their arm, into their face, and the areas that these nerves that come out of the spine go to. So if you think about that, the nerves the nerves that come out of the neck go to the arms and the upper back, up into the head. The nerves in your mid-back come around into your chest and into your abdomen, into the organs in your chest and your abdominal organs. And then the nerves in your low back come out and they go down your legs, into your feet. So you can see how there can be a global effect on your health. So unfortunately, misalignments in our spine are something that is a progressive degenerative condition that is not going to get better on its own once it has reached the point of subluxation where the body cannot correct it on its own. So hopefully understanding this helps you understand the importance of not only getting yourself relief, but getting optimum spinal function to improve your overall health. You know, unfortunately in America, the point of prevalency of back pain is now at 25%, which means 1 in 4 people at any given time are experiencing back pain. And while pain is a negative thing and none of us want to feel it, the long-term consequences of that as it relates to degeneration of your spine, degeneration of the discs, and damage to your nerve system, and therefore your body function and your brain function is something that needs to be addressed. So I hope that helps you to understand the care recommendations that we're making and why we want to optimize your spine so you can live a more healthy, vital life for you, yourself, your family, your children. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you next time.